Hello everyone. I am Pratap Singh, Research Associate at Verispire. First of all, I am very privileged to be here in front of all my gurus. Today my motive is to explain how education is related to IPR. As we know, pandemic has affected all of us very badly. But the history has always proven that the humans has came out of with solution. There is nothing which can put us down. If there is any problem, we will fight and we will come with a good solution. And this is what happened during this pandemic. The education sector has just boomed, giving rise to a lot of employment, helping students to get good jobs, good colleges, whether it's engineering or medical or arts, whatever. The education sector has just boomed. That is the fact we have to believe. And you all teachers might be a patent holder if there has been any provision for patenting a formula. Hopefully, it's not a provision. You can't patent a formula. So the important thing here is that what makes teacher teacher and what makes student a student. What makes teacher a teacher is their brain, and what makes student a student is also their brain, but there is a need to prove their knowledge, and the medium through which they can prove is pen and paper. So I would take you to the history of pen. Let's move to the history of pen. Yeah, this is how the evolution of pen happened. I'm going to explain you. Like we know about wooden pen, we have heard about feather pen, we have heard about fountain pen and ball pen. So let's go to the brief history of them one by one. I would start with quill pen, which is known as feather pen. First, we used to use feather pen, but there was a problem in that we can't press the tip tightly because it strongly. If we will press it with some hardness, it will break. So he was the gentleman Petake Poner. He came with the concept of fountain pen in which we can fill the refill and we can use it. There are thousands of invention happened after him. People started to modify the pen, but they couldn't. But then Waterman came. He designed in certain way that you don't have to fill the refill on the pen. You just put it in the ink and it will be filled. And with this invention, the current inventor, so sometimes the inventor is known as only Waterman. The inventor of pen is known as Waterman and not the Petake, because of only this invention. It has changed all the aspects of the previous inventions that has happened because it was so good, and this is what we are using now also. You don't have to fill the refill, and after that the inventors stopped thinking about the modifications because this was proved to be the best, and the popularity of it has reached through the worldwide, and it was not that expensive also. So there was a need something to be done differently, entirely different, because you can't modify this because this is already a modified version. But yeah, already the scope of invention is there. Then came Laszlo Barrow's ball pen. Laszlo Barrow was the scientist who invented this pen and get it patented in 1943. He was the person who used ball instead of tip. It was not a ink pen tip fountain as the Waterman used, but rather it was a ball. The ink used to fall, ink droplets used to fall on the ball, and the ball used to write on the paper or the surface. And he has one brother. They both collaboratively work on the ink, which can dry faster than the ink, which is the normal ink, fountain ink. And so see here two inventions was there actually, the ink and the pen, the ballpoint pen. But there was a problem with this pen. It was very expensive and people were facing trouble buying it. So then after this come the BIC was a company which invented same pen and with good model design as Waterman did with this Patake Ponaru design. The same happened with the Biros ball pen design. They have designed a very good ball pen and it was very cheap. So there were many inventions after this. Yeah, but one thing for sure, like when these people were inventing the things, no one would have ever thought that there will be something like that stylus, because they all were working on the thing which writes on the surface, but this was the thing which you can move in the air also, and what you will write in air, it will be visible on the display. So this was an entirely different concept. So here comes the stylus. It was first patented in 1998. You can see there are sensors. There are 4 sensors which, like, you will keep it here, and 4 corner points will be there, and you can either use it in a 3D manner or you can just write. It will be all visible in the connected device, the external connected device, that may be your laptop or your phone. And so the scope on, as I told, there is a scope of invention everywhere. So there was a scope of invention even here also. Whatever you will invent, there will be always a scope. The people will come with their new design and new model. So same happened with here. The problem here was that it can use the 3D exposure only to some extent. I told you, right, when you will click here, it will have a 4 corner points, and out of that 4 corner points, you can't write anything. So it was valid under till that 4 corner points. So that was the limitation, and people thought that there should be something new. There should be something added to this. Also, so after this, one invention came which uses haptic feedback. Now this is the device which you can use anywhere in the 3D. Until where the range of connectivity is there, you can use it anywhere. And one thing more, what's the novelty here? That it uses haptic feedback. Haptic feedback is something which make you feel of what you touch. Like you have seen in phone, you press, normally in iOS, when you touch the button, you feel the vibration there. So it's working on there's not a button, there's not a vibration button there, but it's a haptic feedback mechanism which is taking place. So based on the texture, you will feel, okay, as you can see in the figure, there are textures. So you will feel this texture. It's only a display, but you will feel it. So this was the enhancement in the innovation, which took place in the case of stylus. Many more happened. Now Apple is coming with the concept that you will have a watch with this. You have to just connect with watch and you have to just write. So who might have thought that, first we used to write, the children used to write in the slate and the chalk, and see where we have reached now. So this is the power of invention and innovation. One thing more I would like to add it here. Everything is just changing day by day. As I told you about the education sector, it's growing at a vast, it's changing in a drastic manner. I would like to quote the example of Baiju. It's the Bangalore-based startup, just started 4 or 5 years back, and see where it has reached. There is in this pandemic, there was an addition of 1.4 billion users. It's not less, making it the world largest educational platform. So how does all this happening? This is happening because of the patent process taking place. You may have idea, but unless you don't patent it or you don't get it registered, there's no use of that. So for proving there's only one process, you have to patent your invention. Because of patent process only, we are getting to see all these things. So thanks to the educational sector, because of which we are seeing a lot of advancement in the education. Now students don't have to search for the bag and they have to run to the school. Now they can just use their phone, sit in the conference class, and they can do whatever they want. There are researches going on in, even they use also, like I have told you about the pen, but there is research, there already many things have patented related to books. And there are students where no one uses book, there is only use of tablets. They use everything on tablets. So it's coming, and the time will come when there will be no use of any medium. You will just write on the air and you will understand what the person is writing. I agree that students have faced many problems, even teachers too as well, because yeah, teachers are the main problem teacher would have faced is that they are missing the crowd. You know, whenever they used to enter in the classroom, they used to be a strength of 60-70 students listening them, but somewhere that is missed. Yeah, but innovation technology is trying their best to make it feel, and we are on the working stage. Surely we will cop everything, and we don't have to move ourselves. We have to just the home, everything we will be doing. So that is all about my presentation. Thank you everyone for the time.